first weekly press briefing, let me once again thank all of you who've been sending me best wishes. And I look forward to working with all of you, friends and colleagues in the media. Let me begin by sharing with you a summary of important developments in the foreign policy domain since our last press briefing. 5th August 2020 marked the completion of 365 days since India's illegal and unilateral actions in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The people of IIOJK remain under an inhuman military siege, deprived of their fundamental rights for over a year now. The Indian occupation forces continue to violate every single right of the Kashmiris, including their right to liberty, health, education, expression, assembly, and freedom of religion. The Indian government has turned IIOJK into the world's largest open prison and the most militarized zone in the world. Pakistan strongly condemns the recent extrajudicial killing of 3 Kashmiri laborers from Rajouri by the Indian occupation forces in a fake encounter in Shopaiya region of IIOJK. Over 200 innocent Kashmiris have been martyred by the Indian occupation forces since the beginning of this year in fake encounters and so-called cordon and search operations. The killing of innocent Kashmiris and destruction of their houses is a part of BJP's Hindutva agenda, which is attempting to target defenseless Kashmiris with mindless violence and inflicting collective punishment to break their will. India has not and will not succeed in its designs. The martyrdom of each Kashmiri has only further strengthened their resolve for freedom from illegal Indian occupation. In this regard, Pakistan welcomes the call by the Human Rights Watch for an independent investigation into these extrajudicial killings of innocent Kashmiris by Indian occupation forces. Pakistan will continue to call for holding India accountable for its crimes against the Kashmiri people and extend its full support in their just struggle for the inalienable right to self-determination. You must have also noticed over the past few days, there have been 2 separate incidents of derogatory and blasphemous remarks against the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in both India and IIOJK. First, an incident of derogatory and blasphemous social media post took place in Indian state of Karnataka, and then blasphemous remarks were posted by a Hindu extremist on social media in IIOJK. Pakistan strongly condemns these deliberate and premeditated attempts to instigate communal violence which may be used for targeting Muslims. Protection and patronage of the perpetrators of such acts by the Indian authorities is reprehensible. These rising incidents of hate crime and hate speech are a direct and inescapable consequence of the RSS BJP combines extremist Hindutva ideology. Pakistan has been consistently sensitizing the world community about the risks of unabated attempts by Hindu extremists to target and demonize minorities in India and IIOJK. Pakistan calls upon the government of India to investigate these incidents and take immediate action against the perpetrators of hate crime and ensure prevention of such incidents in future. The Indian government is also called upon to ensure the safety, security, and well-being of the Muslim community and ensure protection of their religious rights. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi, accompanied by senior officials, has left for an official visit to Hainan, China today. He will lead Pakistani delegation to the second round of the China-Pakistan Foreign Ministers Strategic Dialogue. The Chinese side will be led by State Councillor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi. The first meeting of the dialogue was held in March last year. During the dialogue, both sides inter alia discussed cooperation on COVID-19, bilateral relations, and regional and international issues of mutual interest. The visit will play an important role in further strengthening Pakistan-China all-weather strategic cooperative partnership and deepening strategic communication and coordination with China on a range of important issues. Earlier, the President-elect of the 75th session of the United Nations General Assembly, His Excellency Volkan Bozkır, visited Pakistan on 9th and 10th of August 2020. During his visit, Mr. Bozkır held wide-ranging discussions with Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi and called on the Prime Minister. The Foreign Minister briefed Mr. Bozkır on Pakistan's priorities for the 75th session of the General Assembly, situation arising from COVID-19 pandemic, Prime Minister's global initiative on debt relief, and matters related to regional and international peace and security. The Foreign Minister also apprised him of the gravity of the situation in IIOJK and urged that the United Nations must play its rightful role in addressing the grave situation and seeking a resolution of the dispute in accordance with the relevant UNSC resolutions. During his call on the Prime Minister, Mr. Bozkır was apprised of the government's initiatives to mitigate and suppress the socio-economic impact of COVID-19 pandemic. The Prime Minister shared that his government was following a people-centric vision in providing relief to the poorest of the poor while simultaneously promoting the achievement of sustainable development goals. The Prime Minister also briefed the PGA-elect on historic, legal and political aspects of Jammu and Kashmir dispute, which remain on the agenda of the UNSC for over 7 decades. The Prime Minister made a telephone call to the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, His Excellency Mahinda Rajapaksa, to congratulate him on his party's victory in the general elections held on 5th August 2020. He also expressed the hope that bilateral relations between the two countries will be further strengthened during Prime Minister Rajapaksa's new term in office. Prime Minister Imran Khan also held a telephone conversation with the President of Maldives, His Excellency Ibrahim Mohammed Saleh. The two leaders held wide-ranging discussions covering all areas of cooperation. The Prime Minister also shared with President Saleh Pakistan's perspective on peace and security situation in South Asia. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi held a telephone conversation with the US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. The two leaders discussed bilateral relations and developments in the region with a view to promoting peace, prosperity, and stability. Secretary Pompeo appreciated Pakistan's role in the Afghan peace process. The Foreign Minister apprised Secretary Pompeo of India's continuing regressive policies in IIOJK manifested in gross violations of basic human rights and fundamental freedoms. The Foreign Minister thanked the US Secretary of State for United States participation in the UN Security Council meeting on 5th of August 2020 to discuss the situation in IIOJK. The Foreign Minister also held a video conference with his counterpart from Uzbekistan, matters of mutual interest, including the COVID-19 pandemic, bilateral cooperation, and regional situation were discussed. To recognize the contributions made by overseas Pakistanis in the context of COVID-19, the Foreign Minister honored 86 overseas Pakistanis from all over the world. while appreciating the services of those honored at a webinar hosted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Foreign Minister underscored that overseas Pakistanis were a great asset for the country. Separately, Foreign Secretary Suhail Mahmood held wide-ranging consultations with the US Under Secretary of State for Political Affairs, Ambassador David Hale. The two sides reviewed Pakistan-US bilateral relations, its present trajectory, and future direction. In the regional context, the two sides shared their perspectives on the progress made in the Afghan peace process, as well as peace and stability in South Asia. On the Afghan peace process, Pakistan is happy to see progress. Our collective efforts have so far succeeded in advancing Afghan peace process to the current unprecedented point. All stakeholders must ensure that residual issues are resolved to commence intra-Afghan negotiations without delay. Pakistan believes that every effort must be made to seize the historic opportunity we have in Afghanistan today. I thank you very much for your patient hearing and would like to take any questions that you may have on these or any other development.